Yup, and good morning YouTube. Well, that's it, end of the road in Ushuaia. Yup YouTube. Yup, and good morning YouTube. Well, Brazil is a lot like rolling countryside, a few speed ups. It seems a lot like so many else places that I've travelled. It's very similar. You wouldn't really think that you're in Brazil. I didn't know what to expect, but lots of greenery. And apparently southern Brazil's had a load of floods as well. This is where I'm heading to do now, so I'll just quickly turn around. You can't see now. Any trees in the way. Actually reminds me a lot of the Yorkshire Dales, funny enough. Hills, beautiful countryside. It's warmer in the Yorkshire Dales and it's not raining at the minute. They have a lot of rain and it's not snowing as well. Yeah, as you can see, very green. Yeah, so I'm going from, there's an old bridge there, look. I'm going from one district to another district now. Like an old wooden bridge. Rio Grande do Sul, I think is the district that I'm in now. As far as I know, Rio Grande do Sul. So I did meet some Brazilian people at the Hand in the Desert in Chile, and they said, oh, well, when you come to Rio de Sol, come and give us a shout out. You know, we'll put you up, we'll do your watching and stuff like that. And it was really, really nice. Which I have been talking to him. Today's a bit of a better day. Yesterday I was supposed to do, I should have been in Ushuaia yesterday. It was like a 300-mile drive again, lots of them coming up. And I set off like normal. I had a good night skipping, a bit of a quarry. Yeah, set off as normal. And about an hour in, I felt really good. About an hour in, I didn't feel too well at all. So I eventually pulled over and fucking threw up everywhere. And basically, what I had for breakfast that day was it was like gluten-free stuff. But it says it was gluten-free stuff. Obviously it wasn't. So I kind of, it's like cereal. And it said on the box, I can't remember. I took the box away, I checked the box and made sure it was alright before I bought it. But it wasn't. So it was not gluten-free, so I'm fucking throwing up everywhere and it's got the fucking shits and throwing it up. After that went through the system, I found somewhere a kit for an hour, and then I felt a lot better, so I did another 100 miles. So, which I'm 2 hours away from the border now, which I should have done this yesterday, but anyhow, it doesn't look like I'm going to be in Ushuaia by Christmas Day. welcome to Uruguay. I'm not going to be here for long, but yeah, so far the roads are nice. The border crossing was actually very easy. Very, very easy, no queues, no nothing. It was very easy, the passport side of it. But I had to go and find the Ardennes for the Brazilian side, so I could cancel my tip. So that was like a 15-minute walk away. I could drive, but there were nowhere to park, so I just left it where it was. So yeah, that was easy enough. And then the tip for a Paraguayan side was like 15 k's down the 5, which is the road that I'm on now. And that was very easy, just like a cabinet side of the road. Really nice women, very nice women. Wink, wink. But yeah, that was pretty cool. She doesn't understand much English, but we got through it in the end. But yeah, so that's it. It's a shame it's only going to be for like overnight, and then tomorrow I'll go back into where do I go tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll go back into Argentina, and then shitloads of long drives. So here's what it is. But so far Uruguay is actually very, very nice. The roads are really nice and smooth, at least wandering all over the road, so that's pretty good. I haven't put my flag up yet. I need to put my flag on the Land Rover. It's expensive though, I must admit. Well, another flag today. So this is the last flag on this continent. Because the countries I'm going back into, I'm going back into Argentina and then back into Chile, and I ship from Chile to somewhere else, and that somewhere else will be a new flag on a new continent. And I need to replace some of these because they are getting very bad. I might actually just replace them all, just get another set. I have some at home, but I might just get another set because there is one flag that I'm missing from early on. So I'll probably do that, yeah, and then I'll move them on one bit more. Right, so that's probably best, because where I'm going, I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, I don't know if you can see these things, whatever they are. Half in water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 or 12 of them. No idea what it is. It's quite a beast of a thing. See them all hiding there, look, chewing away. Look at the size of a dog. Yeah, you're gonna pee on that now. Yup, and good morning YouTube. I haven't filmed this much since quite a while ago actually. It's just I need to do best part of 3,000 miles in 10 days to get down to Ushuaia by Christmas Day. So I've been doing, well, the last few days I've narrowed it down. Well, yesterday I did 400 miles or 450 miles, so about 300 miles. I'm in a place called Puerto Madrid, and there's a shipwreck here, and it's called the Folius. I might go over there and hopefully get a bit closer to the thing of it. But there's whales, penguins. I haven't seen any. If you go on the island over there, right up to the end, it's like another 100 miles up, another 100 miles back, which I haven't got time, really. I want to get down there for Christmas and chill out. And then I'm gonna take like 3 months or 2 months doing the Cartelia Astral, I think it's called, something like that, I can't pronounce it. But yeah, this boat here, it was actually a fishing boat, and what happened was it had a fire in the kitchen and it spread to the whole boat, and then burned basically, and that was in the 80s. So that's pretty interesting. So I just googled it now to see, and there's lots of campers. I didn't actually have to pay to come on here, which is good. Well, good morning YouTube, and welcome. Oh shit, I jammed it back. Nearly to the bottom of Argentina. I'm 400 miles from the Chilean border, right down at the bottom. So you go through, you go down to Chile, and there's a section that's only like an hour, or you get a little ferry across, and then you end up on Tierra del Fuego, and then carry on down to the bottom of there, and that is Ushuaia. So I am currently 800 miles from Ushuaia, and it's starting to rain. So I'm 800 miles from Ushuaia. I'll be halfway today. I think it's the, what date is it today? It's the 22nd today, so I've got plenty of time really now. So it's the 22nd. I'm probably going to do 300-400 miles today, and I'll camp just before the border, and then I might tomorrow I'll go over the border twice probably. So I'll go into Chile and then back out of Chile, and then I might even stop in Chile. We'll see. There is a supermarket about 400 miles away, a big one, so a Carrefour, so I'm going to have a look there, see if I can get some gluten-free cereal, some more gluten-free food, because I think that's probably the last gluten-free food that I'm going to get. I might be able to get some in Ushuaia, we'll see. Just in case I can't, it is what it is. Well, that was a reasonably easy border from Argentina back into Chile, which is just as well, because about 100 miles down there I'll have to do it all again to go from Chile back to Argentina. Well, Argentina, Tierra del Fuego, down to myself off with a bit of wind. But this is the boat from bottom end of Chile to go to Tierra del Fuego. You know, once I drove down the bottom bit of Chile as well. That's blocking the window. But there's old Clarky boy there, look. And that's where we've just come from. Pretty cool. Another ferry. It's only about half an hour trip. Bloody cold though, I must admit. Very good. Good morning, YouTube. I'm in Tierra del Fuego, Argentina, right at the bottom on the Atlantic coast. There, look. It's a little bit windy. That is what it is. But tides out again. Yeah, there's a big rock thing there. You can't hear a word I'm saying. It's going down there. But yeah, pretty windy. So today is the end of the road. That's it. I've reached the end of the road, hopefully today. And I've been to the most northerly point in America, and now the most southerly point in America. So that is pretty cool. There's a, see crosses there, look, there's a graveyard there, look. My neighbours were quiet anyway. I didn't hear them because of the wind. Let's get down to there's no road left. All the way to Ushuaia. End of the road. And I'm meeting the Combi Chronicles, which is another English couple, in a red VW camper van, a T1, is it? An old one. So that'll be nice to meet up with them, and they have some PG tips left. So they're going to treat me to some PG tips. Whee! A good cup of tea! Crazy English. Right, catch you later. Good morning, YouTube. Well, that's it. End of the road in Ushuaia, and it's quite emotional because I wanted to do this most of my life, pretty much, and I decided when I was in Africa that I wanted to do the Pan American. This is the end of the Pan American. It really is. I tried not to cry. That's why I got my glasses on. For an old, bald, fat bus driver who used to just drive up and down the valley all the time, having dreams and aspirations. And I've reached it. I've reached my goal. The end of the road, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah. And Clarky boy has done it all the way to Ushuaia. And they've been taking all the stickers off, but I'm going to put one on anyway. At the gates of Ushuaia. So far from England to Canada, all the way across Canada, up to a tuk-tuk, across the Yukon to Prudhoe Bay, all over Alaska, back down to Canada, into America, across all America, Mexico, Baja, across to Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, back into Veracruz, Cartagena, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and then down across there, which I need to fill that in, into Bolivia, and then cross into Chile, and then down across Argentina to meet Chris. Across Argentina, this is where the plan changed, and then Paraguay, Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, and then right down here. So we, at the minute, are there. And that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very cool. Me thinks it's beer o'clock. Let's go. So that was fun, eh? This guy here, if you can see him, at the Ushuaia sign, because I'm just outside. We talked to him, and there's a Mexican guy in an old beaten up thing with like a wooden house on it, and we met in Argentina, just up around Salta at a pass, going over the tops in Salta. I think we left Salta. No, we're going just north of Salta. Yeah, that's it, just north of Salta. Me and Chris Erin and me, we was going up through this pass, and we met these at the top. And the funny thing is, we've just passed it. We've just arrived in Ushuaia at the main gates coming in, within a few minutes of each other. So and that's thousands of miles away, so that is pretty cool. Anyhow, let's go to the supermarket, get some consumables like potatoes and stuff. Won't take me off, mate, and then I'm going to camp up and crack a beer. See you in a bit.